Well, the final boss on the cat. So I'm assuming you got knocked over. Middle of the road option. I assume you got knocked over and you weren't like inputting any controls to stand back up faster. Or he hit you with flame as you were sitting down or laying down so you didn't take damage. Or he does that, and so if he knocks you down, I'm assuming you're asking if you do that while he does flames. Yeah, unless if you stand up in the end of it, then you will get knocked down and hit again with it. But if you just kind of let it happen, I would say probably like 50% of the time you could probably get away with not having to worry about the flames. Hey, that's good. I mean, they're really good about keeping up with old consoles. Like, it's not no like, hey, we're gonna give you shitty graphics because you're on an old console kind of situation. Okay, so a little cheat. Yeah, it gives you a little bit of invincibility. And once you get used to rolling, I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna spam roll out of a lot of stuff. And so you'll forget to do that until you until you consciously make an effort to do so. I have to remind myself not to roll out of certain things because I start spam rolling. And a lot of times, if you roll properly, you can dodge. Roll's really good in Souls games. If Lorraine's still here, she's like, I don't know anything about what's happening. And that's fine. We're talking about Souls. Yeah. I would say get used to rolling. You have invincibility frames when rolling, so like if you roll properly, you won't ever get hit. And I assume the catacomb you're in, it probably has a watchdog. Hey man, that's pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie, it is. Most people probably stepped away from him and then came back later and defeated him. But most people would look at you crazy if you're like, oh, like for my first ever run, I beat the tree sentinel at level 15. They'd be like, oh yeah? Like, did you go and get a good weapon? You're like, no, I sat there for 2 hours fighting him because I thought I had to beat him. People would look at you like you're insane. You're like, oh, okay. The glidey little thing. And also Big Phil, this is like a thing I heard the other day when a streamer was trying to speedrun Elden Ring to get to the DLC. Don't. Like, I don't think you're doing it to get to the DLC. It doesn't sound like you are. Take your time with your game. Really enjoy it. Because a lot of people, like, at least recently, they're trying to rush through the game to get to the DLC so they can be caught up with everybody, but don't. Pull a Shroud. All these streamers who are like, I'm just playing Elden Ring because I want to play with the hype, but I'm not trying to get to the DLC right away. It's a journey. You're never going to forget your first Souls game. You can only play them once. Yeah, I'm just saying, it's like you can only play these games once. Haven't even updated it at all? Oh my god, so you like what do you mean you haven't updated it? Like you slid in a disc and it lets you play it and you haven't updated it in like months, or like you on an old update from like 2 years ago? Because if you're on a certain update, you can fight Prime Radon or Base Radon, which is really hard. I don't think I did. I might have. Or I was behind and I didn't fight him right away. I don't remember. I know a couple of the bosses got nerfed because they were really hard fights for a lot of people. Because you can, if you're on a non-updated version, like day 0 version of the game, you can fight all the bosses before they got updated and nerfed, which would be really impressive. Ooh, yeah, if you can, try to beat the game with no buffs or nerfs to anything. That's actually really impressive. Because like Radon's a really hard fight. I think the Godskin duo, which you'll eventually meet, they're really hard. Like, I don't think I had a problem with them, but I also don't know what version I fought them on. But their fight, when you get to it, is kind of hard. Yeah. But yeah, man, like, just enjoy the game. You can only play Souls games once. I still think about my time playing Dark Souls. Playing Dark Souls 1, and I'm like, man, I don't know how to play this game at all. And now I like going into, when I went to my last Elden Ring DLC and like Dark Souls 3, I had played all the Souls games. On Discord, do nice. It's gonna be a big ass dome, and I knew it would be. Is this even shrinking? I feel like it should be, but I don't feel like it is. It is ever so slightly. Got me excited to sit back down and kill a dragon. Hell yeah, man. Kill that dragon. I don't think it drops anything besides souls. But I can tell you what's behind the dragon. There is a mine behind the dragon, which you should really explore all the mines you can, because they give you upgrading materials, which help you upgrade your weapons once you go. PS4 game disc on eBay is a cheat code. Heck yeah, brother. It's saving, so it flipped out. Hey, to be fair, you can buy Elden Ring pretty cheap nowadays. Even this, like, it's not always on a deal, but like, you can buy the base game. And you can buy the base game, I think, right now for like $40. Which, I mean, I know you bought the base game for $20, but I mean, you can buy the base game for like $40, and with DLC it's like $70, which is really good compared to the full price $70 when it first came out. I know I'm getting closer to each round, but it definitely doesn't feel like this is shrinking at all. Especially especially looking down. $40. It's a $40 DLC. And I know that might sound a lot for DLC, but if you think about it, you're getting a whole, like, I haven't even played all the DLC and I'm currently uploading it and I still need to play more of it. Like, I have not beat the DLC, but you're basically getting a whole new game. Like, you're getting Limgrave and more or less a little bit of like a little bit more of Limgrave for the map. And it like, I know $40 sounds like a lot for a DLC, but I can promise you for a Souls DLC, that's fucking awesome. And I mean, I'm not saying you don't have to wait. I'm not telling you to go buy it. Play the base game and then buy it. Hopefully a deal pops up. But like, I know people are like, damn dude, $40 for a DLC, that's insane. But I'm like, cool, but it's a Souls DLC and Souls DLCs never disappoint. Like, if you look at ratings just for the DLC, it's all 10s, except for like a couple like reviewers which say it's too hard. If you do want to get into the rest of the Soul series after you're done with Elden Ring, I am not going to tell you which game to play first. I would suggest playing Dark Souls 1 and then 2 and then 3. I do feel like 2, even though it gets a bad rap in the community because Miyazaki himself didn't direct it, it's still a great game. Bro, I'm just talking about Elden Ring, building some glass up, enjoying my time here. Still need to go on Cornerstone to do stuff though, so hopefully I can finish this up. If you want, you can just put it in my Discord. And the like random BS stuff. Help some pillagers. I'm not gonna lie, it really doesn't feel like this is shrinking at all. Yeah, that's crazy though that you got that. This has to be shrinking, right? Like ever so like you think it would go in by one by now. I don't know, maybe I figured the dome would be like different. I guess not. Are you guys slowly traveling to my house? What is happening? Look at these guys. Feels good not to be nerfed. Haha, joke's on you. A lot of the weapons you're using right now, nothing got nerfed. The higher end weapons up in like the mountains, those got nerfed. And bosses got nerfed. You could look at like old patch notes, but like a lot of it's in all reality, like the tarnish got nothing for a buff. Like, yeah, some of the stuff got buffed. You know. But they try, and most of it's PvP stuff, not even like PvE. I think maybe like blood builds got nerfed a bit, but not a lot. That's if you want to do a blood build. I got the real version. You say that, but have fun when you fight with Dawn. That dude actually had to be patched for reasons. Okay, I see where it's shrinking. It's mostly on the sides now. Like over here. It was like 3 and up, and then it turned to 2. Well, is it never? Okay, I don't know. It is slowly going towards the middle, I will say that. Ah, wasting my rockets. The bees are gonna have so much room for activities. They're gonna be able to fly so high. Probably just gonna kill my sanity, but I don't care. Actually, you'd be surprised a lot. Like, yes, I'm not gonna lie, you're definitely gonna have days, especially because you fought the tree sentinel for 2 hours. You already know what it feels like to be like, I just gotta kill this boss. I have to kill this boss, especially ones that are like game progressing, like Morgott. He has like 2 or you fight him like a couple times. But surprisingly, it will give you, like, as long as, depending on your personality, kind of depends on, like, what really happens. It really doesn't feel like it's shrinking at all. It feels like it just keeps going. Once I got him, was down to 2/3 health before I got over game left. Hey man, and that's what's so great about Elden Ring is you can do that. You can just leave. Oh, dude, it's my favorite. I'm gonna ban this guy. I'm nothing in the YouTube chat. It was the one chatter, Party 6, created their account 16 hours ago. Like, they did follow, but like I don't like accounts that are like 2 hours old. It just looks weird. About like 10 or 11.